Welcome back to the channel BBC Rare Coins. Today we're diving into one of the most iconic coins in American history, the Jefferson nickel. From its first minting in 1938 to the designs we use today, this little 5-cent piece has a fascinating story behind it. Top 1. We're talking about one of the most incredible discoveries in U.S. coin history, the story of the rare and valuable 1980 Jefferson nickel and the extraordinary quarter dollar that sold for an unbelievable $75,800. These coins might look like ordinary pocket change, but behind their simple design lies a world of rarity, minting errors, and collector fascination that turns everyday money into a true piece of treasure. Let's start with the 1980 Jefferson nickel. This coin carries the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson on the front, with Monticello on the back, a design that's been part of American history since 1938. But not every 1980 nickel is the same. During that year, a few rare minting errors slipped through the presses at the U.S. Mint. Some nickels were struck off-center, some were produced on the wrong metal planchet, and others displayed remarkable double-die errors that made Jefferson's portrait appear doubled or shadowed. These small imperfections, created by the complex machinery of coin production, transformed a simple 5-cent coin into something worth thousands of dollars. Collectors call them the hidden gems of modern coinage, rare survivors that escaped quality control and now capture the imagination of numismatists across the world. What makes the 1980 Jefferson nickel so fascinating is how easily it can be overlooked. Imagine finding one of these in a handful of change from decades ago, or tucked away in a coin jar that's been sitting on a shelf since the 80s. Most people wouldn't even think to look twice, but a trained eye would spot the difference immediately. A slightly off alignment, a strange shine, or a missing mint mark. Some of the rarest examples have been graded in pristine, uncirculated condition, with sharp details and a bright metallic luster that looks almost brand new. Those are the coins that reach the highest values at auction, sometimes crossing the $10,000 mark or more, depending on rarity and demand. Now, let's move to the star of this story, the mysterious and unbelievably valuable quarter dollar that stunned collectors when it sold for $75,800. This coin isn't just rare, it's legendary. It's believed to be one of a small handful of minting anomalies that slipped through the system and survived in perfect condition. Some experts say the coin might have been struck on the wrong metal planchet, perhaps a leftover from a foreign coin order or a production mix-up at the mint. Others believe it could be a double die or a transitional error created during a change in minting techniques. Whatever the reason, the coin's rarity and perfection made it one of the most sought-after modern quarters in existence. The story of how that quarter was found adds to its mystique. Reports say it was discovered by a casual collector sorting through rolls of coins, the kind of everyday treasure hunter who searches for unique pieces just for fun. What they found instead was a one-of-a-kind specimen that would later capture headlines in the coin world and fetch that jaw-dropping price at auction. Stories like this remind us why coin collecting isn't just a hobby. It's a journey through time, filled with surprises that connect us to history in a tangible way. Both of these coins, the 1980 Jefferson nickel and the rare quarter dollar, teach us something powerful. The smallest details can make the biggest difference. A tiny mint mark, a slight shift in alignment, or even a subtle color variation can turn pocket change into a priceless collectible. And these coins are proof that treasures still exist in the most unexpected places. Next time you empty your pockets or dig through an old jar of coins, take a closer look. That nickel or quarter you've been ignoring could be worth more than you ever imagined. Hidden in plain sight might be a piece of history waiting for someone like you to discover it. The world of coins is filled with stories, mysteries, and the excitement of the unknown. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a beginner just getting started, there's always something new to learn, something rare to find, and something valuable to hold in your hands. Keep searching, keep collecting, and keep your eyes open, because the next incredible discovery might be right in front of you. And who knows, maybe your next coin find will be the one that makes history. Top 2. We're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in U.S. coin history, the incredible tale of the 1983 Jefferson nickel and the unbelievably rare quarter dollar that once sold for a jaw-dropping $63,800. These coins might seem like ordinary pocket change to most people, But hidden within their designs are rare details, minting mistakes, and mysteries that have turned them into treasures worth more than their weight in gold. Let's start with the 1983 Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it looks just like any other nickel from the 1980s. The familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front, the stately Monticello building on the back, and that classic nickel shine. But beneath the surface of some of these coins lies something extraordinary. A small number of 1983 Jefferson nickels left the U.S. Mint with minting errors so unusual that collectors today consider them among the rarest of the modern era. Some were struck slightly off-center, leaving a thin rim on one side and a wide blank space on the other. Others were produced on the wrong metal planchet, giving them a strange color and weight that immediately stands out to experts. These rare variations happened by accident, small mistakes made in the mechanical rhythm of the mint, but they transformed a 5-cent coin into a collector's dream. Over time, the value of these coins began to climb as more collectors learned about their existence. A flawless 1983 Jefferson nickel with a clean strike, strong details, and clear error characteristics can fetch thousands of dollars at auction, especially if it's been preserved in pristine condition. The combination of rarity, condition, and historical significance makes it one of the most sought-after nickels in modern U.S. coinage. Now, let's talk about the legendary quarter dollar that shocked collectors everywhere when it sold for $63,800. This is no ordinary coin. It's a symbol of how a tiny difference can make an enormous impact in the world of numismatics. The coin story begins like any other, struck at the mint and released into circulation among millions of quarters. But this one coin stood out. It was discovered to have a unique minting error, a flaw that made it unlike any other quarter of its kind. Some versions of the story say the coin was struck on a foreign planchet, giving it a lighter color and slightly different weight. Others believe it was a double die strike, where the design was accidentally imprinted twice, creating shadowed lettering and an eye-catching distortion. Whatever the case, this rare quarter captured the attention of collectors and experts around the world. When it finally went up for auction, the bidding was fierce. What started as just 25 cents in someone's pocket ended up selling for more than $63,000, a life-changing amount for a small piece of metal that most people would never think twice about. What makes stories like these so incredible is that they remind us how much history can be hiding in plain sight. Every coin tells a story of its design, its production, and its journey through time. The 1983 Jefferson nickel and the rare $63,800 quarter are proof that sometimes the smallest details make all the difference. A tiny imperfection, an error in the minting process, or even a forgotten batch of coins can create something so rare that it becomes priceless. Think about it. Millions of coins are produced every year, and yet only a handful ever achieve legendary status. These coins travel through countless hands, across decades, through businesses, vending machines, and pockets, until one day, someone notices something different. Maybe the lettering looks off. Maybe the shine is unusual. Maybe the edge feels strange. And in that moment, a discovery is made. That's the magic of coin collecting. The thrill of realizing you might be holding a piece of history worth tens of thousands of dollars. The next time you're counting your change or rolling up coins to take to the bank, stop for a moment. Take a closer look at that nickel or quarter. Check the year, the mint mark, the details, and the design. Because you never know, one small coin could be the key to an incredible story. Hidden treasures like the 1983 Jefferson nickel and that astonishing $63,800 quarter dollar remind us that value isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's the overlooked, everyday objects that carry the greatest secrets. Keep your eyes open, keep exploring, and keep that curiosity alive. Whether you're a serious collector or just someone who loves the hunt, remember, every coin has a story, and every story has the potential to change everything. The next rare discovery could be waiting in your pocket right now. Top 3. We're diving into one of the most fascinating and exciting stories in American coin history. The incredible tale of the 1990 Jefferson nickel and the unbelievably rare quarter dollar that once sold for an amazing $38,800. These coins may look like the everyday change you get back at the grocery store, but behind their simple design lies a world of hidden value, minting mysteries, and collector passion that has turned ordinary pocket change into something truly legendary. But let's start with the 1990 Jefferson nickel. This coin, like every other nickel, features the timeless portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his famous home, Monticello, on the back. Millions were produced that year, but as every coin collector knows, not all nickels are created equal. A few rare 1990 Jefferson nickels left the mint with unusual minting errors that turned them into some of the most valuable and sought-after nickels of their era. Some were struck off-center, creating an uneven rim and partial missing design. Others were struck on the wrong metal planchet, a rare accident that gave the coin a strange color, weight, and sound when flipped. There are also reports of double-die errors where Jefferson's face or the lettering on the coin appears doubled, giving the image a shadow-like effect that collectors find mesmerizing. These little mistakes, invisible to most people, make a huge difference in value. While an ordinary 1990 nickel is worth only 5 cents, one with these rare characteristics can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially when preserved in mint condition. For serious collectors, the 1990 Jefferson nickel isn't just a coin. It's a small piece of U.S. mint history that captures the unpredictability and artistry of coin production. Now, let's turn to the star of today's story, the extraordinary quarter dollar that made headlines when it sold for an incredible $38,800. This coin is a perfect example of how a small mistake can lead to massive value. Imagine finding a simple quarter, flipping it over, and realizing it's not like the others. Maybe the strike looks strange, the details are unusually sharp, or the metal tone seems just a bit off. That's exactly what makes coins like this quarter so fascinating. The rare quarter in question gained its fame because of a unique minting error. Some experts believe it may have been struck on a leftover planchet from a foreign coin batch, giving it a lighter color and slightly thinner edge. Others think it was a double die strike, where the image and letters were imprinted twice, producing a ghost-like duplicate design across the coin. Regardless of the specific cause, this one-of-a-kind error transformed the coin from a simple 25-cent piece into a collector's treasure worth tens of thousands of dollars. When it hit the auction floor, bidding was fierce, and it eventually sold for a record-breaking $38,800, a price that left the coin world buzzing with excitement. The most incredible part about coins like these is how easily they can go unnoticed. They slip through the mint's inspection process, enter circulation, and end up in pockets, cash drawers, and coin jars all across America. Anyone could be holding one and not even realize it. That's the thrill of coin collecting. The idea that something so rare, so valuable, could be sitting right in your change without you knowing. Every coin you touch has a story, and sometimes that story leads to discoveries worth thousands. The 1990 Jefferson nickel and the $38,800 rare quarter remind us of something important. True value often hides in plain sight. It's not about how shiny or old a coin looks. It's about the details, the minting quirks, the tiny imperfections that make one piece of metal stand out from millions of others. Each coin is a product of its time, carrying a piece of history in its design and a mystery in its creation. Think about the journey these coins have taken, from the busy presses of the U.S. Mint to the hands of everyday people across years and decades, only to be rediscovered and recognized for the treasures they truly are. Stories like these are what make the world of numismatics so captivating. It's not just about collecting money. It's about uncovering stories, chasing mysteries, and connecting with pieces of history that have survived the passage of time. So, the next time you get change from the store, take a moment to really look at your coins. Check the dates, examine the details, and look for anything that seems a little off. You never know, that nickel or quarter could be one of these incredible rarities just waiting to be found. The next big discovery could be in your hands right now. Keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the passion alive. Because in the world of coins, every discovery tells a story, and sometimes that story can change everything.